morning and welcome to the regular session of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors, also sitting as special taxing districts, October 6, 2025, 9 a.m. Board members will attend either in person, by telephone, or remotely via electronic conferencing. We're all here. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Supervisor Lyons, can you please lead us?
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Move on to call to the public. Call to the public is for public benefit to allow individuals to address issues within the board's jurisdiction. Board members may not discuss items that are not specifically on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to criticism, or scheduling the matter for further discussion and decision at a future date. Public comments may be made in person or submitted by email at publiccomments@yumacountyaz.gov. The email forms of public comments will be accepted until 8 a.m. the morning of the meeting. All public comments will be read out loud during the Yuma County Board of Supervisors meeting that starts at 9 a.m. Secretary, do we have? We do not. And anybody from the public that wishes to address the board?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Nicole Culpepper. So I'm the new Public Affairs Manager for APS.
Hi, I'm Michelle Burkeen. I am the new Southwest Division Manager for APS.
So we just wanted to come and introduce ourselves so we have a face to our names and you're aware of who we are. And if you have any questions, we'll get cards or emails out to you so you can get that information from us.
Just a comment, it looks better than Danny.
And your grant closes when?
But then it's not
It closed on October 1st last week, so we did close the grants already, but they will open up again on February 1st if you have more to put in.
All right.
But yeah, we tried to reach out to everybody that did have grants in last year just to make sure that they were able to get them in again this year. So I know there was a lapse in personnel.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public? I do have a speaker form for an item, and I'll wait for when we pull up that item and call on that speaker. We'll go ahead and move on to presentations, proclamations, and appointments. Go on to item number 1. Chairman proclaims the week of October 5 to 11, 2025 to be 4-H week in Yuma County. And we have Supervisor Pancrase reading.
Proclaiming the week of October 5th to the 11th, 2025 as 4-H week in Yuma County. Whereas the year's National 4-H Week theme, Beyond Ready, reminds us that 4-H is building a ready generation in a world of change and equips young people with skills for the future while meeting them where they are today. And whereas 4-H is the largest youth development organization supporting 6 million youth across the country, and whereas 4-H programs are delivered by the Cooperative Extension System, a community of more than 100 public land grant colleges and universities across the nation, bear down, U of A, that provides experiences for young people to learn by doing. And whereas 4-H connects young people with adults in their communities, preparing them for work and life through experimental and inquiry-based learning while providing emerging research for positive youth development, and whereas expanding from its strong agricultural roots, 4-H helps young people explore the world around them and grow into productive adults. Therefore, the Yuma County Board of Supervisors proclaim the week of October 5th through the 11th, 2025 as 4-H Week in Yuma County and encourage all our citizens to recognize 4-H for the significant impact it has made and continues to make by empowering youth with the skills they need to lead for a lifetime. I love this program. So, by the way.
Thank you, Lynn. And we have the 4-H advisors and the ambassadors, 4-H ambassadors.
Right.
My name is Gage Sullivan, and I'm a senior at Gila Ridge High School, and I've been in 4-H for 12 years. And on behalf of my ambassador team, I'd like to thank you all for your continued support and for the recognition this week. The rest of my team would also like to introduce themselves.
Your dad's Jason?
Yes.
All right.
Hi, I'm Blake Johnson. I'm a senior at Gila Ridge, and I have been in 4-H for 12 years now.
Hello, my name is Isabel Offit. I am a junior at Gila Ridge High School, and I've been in 4-H for 8 years now.
Hi, I'm Lauren Sullivan. I'm a senior at Gila Ridge High School, and I've been in 4-H for 12 years.
That's your sister. All right.
Hi, I'm Callie Toulouse. I'm a senior at Gila Ridge High School, and I've been in 4-H for 6 years now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor Haynes. I've been in 4-H for 12 years now, and I'm a senior at Yuma Catholic.
Hi, my name is Miliani Jerome. I'm a senior at Yuma Catholic, and I've been showing for 4 years now.
Hi, my name is Ellie McNeese. I'm a senior at Cibola High School, and I've been in 4-H for 12 years now.
So Gila Ridge wins.
Will you guys get up and stand in front of here and turn around and do the pledge? No, the 4-H pledge. I love the 4-H
She still
pledge.
tells us what to do.
I love the 4-H
No, not
pledge.
you.
Go ahead, guys, do the 4-H
I pledge
pledge.
my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living. For my club, my community, my country, and my world.
Hey there.
Stay there.
Hey there.
Take a picture around.
Take a picture with you guys.
Hey, guys, here's your
You say for you,
proclamation.
Tony?
Here's your.
Yeah, there you go. You guys on the end.
1, 2, perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Before Tony gets back, hurry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's your?
My dad is Vaughn, and my mother is Kim.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
This is also for you guys.
Oh, thank you guys for what you do. Staying involved.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
All
swag.
right. Thank you very much.
Does this go on my Christmas tree?
Yes.
All right.
It will
Yes, I
go
got
on my
Or is it a
Christmas
stress
tree.
thing?
It's a
thing
stress
or just-
ball, yeah.
All right.
Tony needs it bad.
Guys, thank you for all for
Hey,
coming.
one for
Have
each
fun
hand.
at school today.
Back to school.
I say have fun at school, you go back to school.
I didn't like school.
I just like the social part of it.
I know.
We'll move on to item number 2. Chairman proclaims the month of October 2025 to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Yuma County.
Yes, thank you.
Proclaiming the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Yuma County. Whereas October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy and dignity, security, and humanity due to systemic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economical control or abuse, including abuse to children and elderly. And whereas anyone can be a victim of domestic violence, regardless of age, sex, ability, ethnicity, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, or religion. And whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole, in this community, throughout the United States, and the world. And whereas the only coordinated community effort will put a stop to this terrible crime, and whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month provides an opportunity for citizens to learn more about preventing domestic violence and to show support for the numerous organizations and individuals who provide critical advocacy services and assistance to victims. Therefore, the chairman of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors proclaims the month of October 2025 to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Yuma County. We have Carolyn. No, Carolyn's not here. Eva Salazar? Oh, then, and Mark, yeah.
Ava, you changed.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board.
Hi.
I greet you this morning as the chairman for the Yuma County Victims' Rights Committee, and as you know, I'm also a council member for the city of Yuma. I'm happy to accept this proclamation on behalf of all members of the Victims' Rights Committee. There are some upcoming domestic violence awareness events hosted by committee agencies for the month, which include the annual Domestic Violence Awareness Walk and Vigil hosted by the Summit Domestic Violence Task Force that will be held on October 29th at 6 p.m. at the Bushmasters Memorial in Somerton. There is also the inaugural Domestic Violence Conference hosted by Amberley's Place, the City of Yuma Police Department, and the Yuma County Attorney's Office, which will be held on October 27th and 28th at the Arizona Western College for Law Enforcement, Advocates, Prosecutors, and Service Providers. This proclamation and events throughout the county provide us the opportunity to recognize the need for all in our community to step up and support not only victims of domestic violence, but also those who support and advocate for such victims as well. At this time, I'd like to welcome several committee members in attendance to receive the proclamation with me. The following members on our committee: Amberley's Place, Arizona Child and Adolescent Survivor Initiative, Candy Villegas, Survivor of Homicide, Community Legal Services, the Yuma County Attorney's Office of Victim Services Division, Lena Lopez, Survivor of Homicide, MCAS Family Advocacy Program, MCAS Sexual Assault Prevention and Response Office, Catholic Community Services, Safe House, The Healing Journey, Yuma County Juvenile Probation Department, Yuma County United Way, YPG Family Advocacy Program, and YPG Sexual Harassment Assault Response and Prevention Program. Again, thank you for this opportunity. I'd like to invite the members for a photo opportunity.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Mark. And I want to thank all the organizations and the people that help when for these services. Honestly, it does make an impact in our community, having people that care. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that.
Coming up, and we'll take a picture.
Look at all you guys, huh? I love it. Thank you for all you do.
What are you doing?
You have no idea how many, yeah, you probably do, how many people you help make their lives better. And how many kids you impact by helping them. Right there.
She's unloading everything.
Almost touch each other to make it look like.
Pass them down, Tony.
Tony, pay attention here. Look up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
It's gonna get a shiny.
Oh, yeah, Annie needs one.
Used to see John Smith.
We'll see you later. Thank you. Jump to Mark.
Tori.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you walking on more than
We might
She's
stand.
a hug. No, I don't think so. This one, where?
Ya se los di. Yeah, Mark. Moving on to item number 3. Chairman proclaims the
trying to
month
get
of
this.
October 2025 to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Yuma County. Supervisor Simmons.
And I've got that one. Proclaiming the month of October 2025 as Cyber Awareness Month, Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Yuma County. Whereas the digital networks that power our modern lives have become indispensable underpinning our economy, our critical infrastructure, and our personal connections. And whereas in the rapidly evolving digital landscape, cyber threats have grown more persistent and sophisticated, with malicious actors leveraging technologies like artificial intelligence to create more deceptive phishing campaigns, deepfake impersonations, and social engineering attacks. And whereas it is imperative that we empower all citizens with the knowledge and tools to protect themselves in Yuma County from these malicious cyber activities, and whereas a resilient cybersecurity posture requires continuous vigilance, investment in employee education, and robust public-private collaborations to address the latest threats. And whereas this year's theme for Yuma County Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Secure Our World, supported by the message Stay Safe Online, reminds us that a secure digital future is a shared responsibility, with each individual, business, and government agency playing a vital role. And whereas we must continue to build a strong cyber workforce and promote a security-conscious culture that extends beyond the month of October. Therefore, the chairman of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors proclaims the month of October 2025 to be Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Yuma County, recognizing the vital role Yuma County plays in protecting its residents from cybersecurity threats that can significantly affect their safety, privacy, and well-being.
Thank you, Supervisor Simmons. And we have with us Jesus Cervantes and Pina.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Jesus Cervantes, Deputy Chief Information Officer for Yuma County. I want to start off by saying thank you. Your continued support has allowed us to grow our program. I'm happy to always kind of look back to when our program was just me, about like 5 years ago. Now the program has grown. We do have a team of 3 that support Yuma County in its main offices and departments, but I also want to highlight our other departments at the Sheriff's Office. They also have a cybersecurity analyst, the Library District, and we work closely with our partners at the courts. Yuma County continues to grow, not only in size, but also its use of technology at every department and office level. And as with that come threats, we have always been a leader when it comes to cybersecurity. And I am happy to say that we also serve as a model to our sister counties and allowing them to mirror a lot of the initiatives that we have when it comes to cybersecurity. In front of you, I have placed some water bottles. Those are this year's swag. Every year we do change it up a bit. Inside you'll see some stickers as well that have our messages that relate to our team members, as far as reminders that they are part of the team, right? They are a part of the human firewall. But with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Christina Brumley, our IT Security Administrator, to go over a few items that will be available to all of our county team members through this month of October.
The fish inside, the sticker with the fish inside wasn't supposed to be a fish?
What was that?
The sticker that's inside, the fish.
No, it wasn't supposed to be a phishing email.
Oh,
No, it's just a reminder. If you place it on your water bottle or a container, you're not going to get dinged.
Hopefully it won't, we will get fished.
Yes, and the motto is funny, right? It says, fish happens, be aware, because phishing emails tend to be the preferred attack vector for criminals out there.
You guys got me once by saying, big sell, Dillard's, and I went, they got it.
Hello, I'm Christina Brumley. I am Security Administrator for Yuma County. For this year's Yuma County Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we will be focusing on different activities. One of them is sending out 4 newsletters, 1 per week to staff. In addition, there'll be 4 trainings throughout the month, once per week as well. The first week is our yearly annual training, which is required. Staff will have 1 month to complete that, and then the following 3 weeks are optional trainings. In addition, we have 2 presentations scheduled at the library. I believe they're the 2nd or 3rd and 4th Wednesday of this month. One focuses on cybersecurity awareness, and the other focuses on AI. In addition, we are offering a contest this year. Staff can submit their own fishiest fish and try to use all the different types of indicators of a phishing email to send in, and we'll have a contest on that. So that should be fun.
Is some sort of converter?
Excuse me?
Is some sort of converter?
Oh, it's a data blocker. It's a data.
Did we download
You
it
should
on
make
our-
it easier for old people like me to get into this thing. Okay, man, continue.
So we are
Okay.
using our new Entra ID to log into the platform for the trainings, and also Arlo, which will assist people signing up for the presentations. So if anybody needs any assistance, they can contact it.request. But most people should be set up and good to go since we've moved everyone to email.
Any assistance getting this stuff out?
Thank you. And good to hear that you're keeping us on our toes, so, yes.
We try.
We'll take the picture here.
Are we staying down here or going down there? Go down there.
There's
There's only two.
There's only two.
There's only two.
There's 3 and 4. Oh, it's Cliff. We should have stayed up.
I didn't see Cliff there.
I'm gonna move to the edge. It'll feel cool, man. It's like I've been doing something.
You feel like that?
Blinding.
Oh. You love it? Okay. You better. They call you fat. I'm still trying to get the stuff out of our cup.
Moving on to item number 4, presentation and highlighting the first Yuma County Governance Operation and Vision Leadership Program.
Good morning, Chairman Porches and members of the board. I'm here to introduce to you YouGov, Yuma County Governance, Operations, and Vision Program, a transformational leadership and governance program tailored for Yuma County's deputy directors and upper management. The purpose is to develop high-level leaders with a strong understanding of county operations, strategic vision, and public service responsibility. The goal is to empower management-level staff with leadership, governance, and operational knowledge to serve Yuma County more effectively. Why YouGov? YouGov builds operational understanding and strategic leadership. It prepares leaders to navigate increasing public sector complexity, supports succession planning and cross-departmental collaboration. YouGov strengthens ethical, transparent, and responsive government in its support of Yuma County's strategic pillars and great values, which supports Yuma County's to continue to be an employer of choice. This program is entirely facilitated in-house by Yuma County departments and human resources. It's designed for Yuma County and built by Yuma County. YouGov's creation. This program has been in development for over a year. It didn't happen just overnight. I want to recognize Facility Management Director Tiffany Anderson, who worked closely with us to shape the framework for YouGov. She's right there with us. Thank you, Tiffany. The goal was to make sure no level of leadership was left out. We already had YouLead, which focuses on aspiring leaders. And over the past year, we've worked directly with our directors and elected officials to strengthen leadership at the top. Now with YouGov, we are engaging our deputy directors to bridge that middle layer of leadership. Together, these programs create a comprehensive leadership pipeline that builds stronger leaders for the future, breaks down silos, and encourages collaboration across departments. It ensures that every level of leadership is supported, prepared, and aligned to serve our community effectively. Program overview. YouGov is Yuma County's premier governance development program that is designed to provide deputy directors with a comprehensive understanding of county operations, structures, and strategic vision. The program blends practical knowledge of governance functions with leadership principles in combination with soft skills to strengthen alignment, accountability, and long-term impact in public service. The program is structured into 9 sessions held once a week, October through December, with each session lasting from about 4 hours to a full day. And there are some additional participant benefits. All YouGov participants will receive access to the Franklin Covey All Access Pass, a premier leadership development platform recognized worldwide. This resource provides a comprehensive library of courses, tools, and learning experiences designed to strengthen leadership capabilities. Participants will retain full access through 2026, allowing continued growth and application well beyond the program. Program features. YouGov program features the following: county governance and structure, budget and fiscal management, risk management and facilities management operations, technology and emergency management, county administration and board processes, human resources management, employee relations, legal responsibilities, leadership training, and soft skills development. I would now like to walk you through the program sessions. Program Session 1 on October 15th, County Governance and Structure, facilitated by Ian McGahey, County Administrator. Program Session 2, October 22nd, Fiscal Leadership, facilitated by Humberto del Castillo, Chief Financial Officer. Program Session 3, Fiscal Leadership OMB, facilitated by Tony Struck and Lucia Gomez, Budget Manager and Budget Director. Program Session 4 on November 5th, facilitated by Robin Stallworth Poquet, Enterprise Risk Administrative Director, and Tiffany Anderson, Facilities Management Director. On November 12th, Session 5, we will be having a special session with Franklin Covey, Leading at the Speed of Trust. For Program Session 6 on November 20th, we will have County Administration BOS and Communications, facilitated by Desiree Gunderman, Clerk of the Board, and David Nash, Communications Administrative Director. Program Session 7 on December 3rd. Program is Information Technology Services and Emergency Management, facilitated by Cliff Summers, Chief Information Officer, and Tony Badia, Emergency Management Administrative Director. For Program Session 8 on December 9th, known as Human Resources Day, facilitated by Jessica Rodriguez and HR Divisional Supervisors. Program Session 9 on December 17th is a wrap-up. It's our panel discussion and graduation. I would like to thank our subject matter experts for their time, dedication, and contribution to help make this program successful. I'd now like to introduce to you the participants of YouGov. We have Frank Young, Chief Deputy County Assessor. Pedro Arroyo, Chief Deputy Constable for JP1. Blanca Irales, Executive Chief of Staff, County Attorney. Lupita Candela, Chief Deputy County Recorder. Georgia Maya, Deputy Director for Development Services. Alan Quintero, Deputy County Engineer for Engineering. Gregory Britt, Deputy Director, Facilities Management. Leo Tannery, Deputy Chief Financial Officer for Finance. Ryan Butcher, Deputy Chief Health Officer for the Health District. Jessica Arceniega, Deputy Chief Human Resources Officer. Carla Vasquez, Employee Benefits Manager for Human Resources. Jesus Cervantes, Deputy Chief Information Officer for Information Technology Services. Reina Curiel, Justice Court Administrator for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1. Sarah Wisdom, Deputy Library Director for the Library District. Richard Parks, Deputy Chief Public Defender for the Public Defender's Office. Virginia Jones, Chief Deputy Public Fiduciary. Santos Guerrero, Deputy Director for Public Works. Elizabeth Valenzuela, Deputy School Superintendent. Don Mueller, Deputy Chief County Treasurer. David Nash, Communications Administrative Director for County Administration. Captain Ana Duarte, Sheriff's Office. And Lieutenant Tristan Gomez for the Sheriff's Office.
That's a good group.
Yes. Thank you for your continued support of leadership development in Yuma County. Your encouragement reinforces a culture of growth, trust, and excellence. We welcome your feedback and look forward to celebrating the first year's cohort. Thank you.
Thank
you.
That name, Hugo. I first, when I first heard it, I didn't get that B.
Oh, you go, Tony.
So that said Hugo, and I go like, okay, well.
Chairman, if I may just make a comment, here in Yuma County, we have an incredible variety of training opportunities, the quality, the quantity, the depth of professional development opportunities available to our staff is really second to none. And you saw the heavy hitters on that list that are going to be taking this program. I know succession planning is very important to the board, and this innovative program addresses that and makes sure that Yuma County as an organization is ready for the future. So hats off to the HR team and Tiffany and the folks that put this program together. It'll be a great thing for Yuma County.
Building our own, yes.
Most definitely. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 5, presentation of the mix.
Welcome to The Mix. Local and state leaders gathered for 2 key meetings focused on legislative priorities in Yuma County. The Yuma County Board of Supervisors first met with the Somerton City Council in a joint session to discuss regional planning, transportation, and land use. Later, Arizona legislators joined county officials and staff for a luncheon at Arizona Western College, continuing discussions on collaboration and community development.
One of the things that we pointed out to them is some of our challenges that Yuma County had. And one of the challenges that we have that they didn't know of is the tire collection. So they were pretty surprised, or what's the process of getting rid of the tires. So I'm hoping that with what they took from us, they eventually change this coming year. And it'll be great for pretty much all the counties.
Both events highlighted the importance of strong partnerships between state and local governments in addressing shared challenges and building a strong future for the region. A special general election to fill Arizona's 7th congressional district seat drew 8,989 ballots on September 23rd. The Yuma County Board of Supervisors certified results on October 3rd. With the election finalized, county officials are preparing for a historic November election, offering both all mail and in-person voting for the first time.
Every voter that's eligible to vote in that election will receive a ballot through mail. For all voters that are voting in person, they can go to the San Luis Library and the San Luis Medical Mall. And if they have any additional questions, they can contact the City of San Luis or the Gaza Elementary School District.
Voter registration closes on October 6th and early in-person voting runs October 8th through the 31st in select jurisdictions across the county. With the flu season approaching, the Yuma County Public Health Services District is urging residents to get vaccinated. Flu shots are now available by appointment Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. through 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. Health officials recommend annual vaccination for most people. Appointments are required and can be made by calling 928-317-4559. Before we go, the 2025 Yuma Community Job and Education Fair is happening soon. Arizona at Work, along with numerous partnering agencies, will host the 2025 Community Job and Education Fair at Arizona Western College's Schoening Center on October 8th. Over 30 employers, including several divisions from Yuma County, will be in attendance. This is a great opportunity to connect with multiple employers in a single location at the same time. Thanks for tuning in. Residents can catch the latest episode of The Mix by visiting yumacountyaz.gov and navigating the VOD section. You can also head over to Yuma County's official YouTube channel. English episodes are available under the Mix playlist, while Spanish-speaking viewers can find the Spanish version under El Condado Informado. Both platforms offer access to current and past episodes. ¿Prefiere ver The Mix en español? No se lo pierda. La versión en español del programa está disponible bajo la lista de reproducción El Condado Informado en el canal oficial de YouTube del Condado de Yuma. Gracias por acompañarnos. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Fine, go.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Nobody wants to wait the whole meeting, huh?
I know,
We're losing them fast.
All right, we'll move on to consent calendar. The following items listed under the consent agenda will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion with no separate discussion unless a board member so requests. In that event, the item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action. And before I ask for a motion on consent agenda, I just want to note that item number 9 on consent item was asked to be removed for consideration with no action taken. So we won't be acting on authorizing and approve the appointment of a law firm for the Yuma County Assessor for his appeal. And you know, I'm just a comment on this. I'm glad that this was pulled, because at least in my 9 years, and I don't know, probably even going back, I've never seen this. So I was when I heard about it and saw it, it was kind of shocking to me because I hadn't seen it. So I'm glad that it was pulled. So I'll ask for a motion on.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve item 1 through 16 with the exception of 9 because it's been removed.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve consent calendars item 1 through 16 with the exception of 9. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Quitters.
Bye, guys.
Dang, you're just thinning out quick.
Moving on.
Nobody wants to stick it out anymore.
There's a few still hanging around.
No, there's 7.
I know.
All right. Thanks to all of you who are sticking around.
They probably have an item in the board.
Oh, we got more coming in. Maggie brought a crew. Now she's going to make us feel better.
Yeah, she is.
Naja, you can go.
Oh,
Moving on to planning and zoning agenda, full legal descriptions of property sites for all rezoning cases are available for public review in the Yuma County Board of Supervisors office. We expedited rezoning and public hearings. These items will be open as a group for public hearing and acted upon by one motion to adopt the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission, except for any item that is removed by the board member for separate consideration. The item will be discussed and acted upon separately following action on expedited items. So I'll go ahead and open both items. Item number 1, permit case number 25-15, special use permit case number 25-15, and rezoning case number 25-16.
I would like to open those as rezoning items as a group. You guys mentioned both of them.
Yes, but they're both open. And We don't need to see a or
No.
a presentation. I'll open up the public hearing. See if any. Hearing none, bring it back to the board. Close the public hearing and bring it back to the board.
I'll make a motion, we approve special use permit 2515 and rezoning case 2516 as presented.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve special use permit case number 25-15 and rezoning case number 2516 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Rezoning.
Your turn.
Staff will make a full presentation on each of the following items, followed by a separate discussion, public hearing, and by the board of supervisors in action. Item number 1, discussion regarding a proposed amendment to the Yuma County 2020-2030 comprehensive plan to add influence area of the military installation or range or National Guard site to the glossary and incorporated the corresponding boundaries in section 14, regional coordination, 14.5 Yuma Regional Development Plan, map 1 Yuma Regional Development Plan. Mr. Barraza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting this discussion item concerning a possible amendment to the 2030 Comprehensive Plan, as you mentioned. This is regarding a proposed amendment to add influence area of a military installation or range or National Guard site to the glossary and to incorporate the corresponding boundaries in Section 14 Regional Coordination 14.5, Map 1 specifically. The intent of the proposed amendment is to comply with the changes to Arizona Revised Statutes approved by the Governor on March 29, 2024 with House Bill 2548 that got effective on September 14, 2024. And again, the same intent is below. House Bill 2548 amends existing laws to enhance the notification requirements for municipalities and counties near military installations, ranges, or Arizona National Guard sites. It mandates that local governments notify military commanders when land use applications such as comprehensive plan amendments, zoning changes, and subdivision applications are deemed complete. The bill defines an influence area as all properties located within a 2-mile radius of the exterior perimeter of or a fence line of the military installation or range or Arizona National Guard site. Requires that comments from the military be received prior to public hearings. Additionally, it emphasizes the need for local plans to consider military operations while clarifying that counties are not obligated to deny applications solely based on proximity to military sites. Furthermore, the bill introduces new provisions for land use planning, including the ability to subdivide properties into 5 or fewer lots without a public hearing under certain conditions. It establishes notification procedures for public comments and it specifies that comments from the military must be submitted 7 days before public hearings. The bill also outlines the responsibilities of real estate commissioner regarding documentation and sets deadlines for updating public reports related to these areas. Overall, House Bill 2548 aims to improve coordination between local land use planning and military operations while streamlining the development process. We received one comment from YPG. First, staff proposed the yellow boundary as you see on this image. And then we excluded Kofa National Wild Refuge. And on that rectangle on the left is the boundary YPG. It's in the La Paz County. That's why it was not included at first. But YPG, Yuma Proving Grounds, wanted to include all the boundaries on all the agencies or boundaries like Kofa National Wildlife. Staff is recommending the following changes to the 2030 Comprehensive Plan. Text that is a strike-through format is intended to be deleted, and text in bold font is proposed new text. So we included in the glossary the influence area and also military installations of range, and the list that you see it there. On the left, you will see a current map, and on the right is the proposed changes to that map. Highlighted in yellow is the influence area within Yuma County. Staff recommends return this item to the Planning Commission to initiate an amendment to the Yuma County 2030 Comprehensive Plan to add influence area of a military installation or range or National Guard site to the glossary and to incorporate the corresponding boundaries in Section 14 Regional Coordination, Map 1. Mr. Chairman, this concludes staff's presentation. YPG is in support of these, MCAS is in support of these, of course.
Any questions?
Yeah, I like, just a question, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. Is this mandated by state statute or is it
Yes.
just?
Yeah.
548, Mr. Chairman.
We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
We
I
just
think
wanna-
we need to
formality.
send it back to the planning and zoning commission. I'll make a motion, we send it back to planning. and zoning commission.
Let me open up the public hearing. So thank you. So Raza, I'll go ahead and open up the
Oh,
public
yeah,
hearing.
yeah.
Do we have any comments from the public? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to, close the public hearing and bring it back to the board now.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion, we do what the staff has asked us to do, which is send it back to planning and zoning commission so they can initiate a process.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to return the item to the planning commission to initiate an amendment to the Yuma County 2030 Comprehensive Plan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, discussion regarding a proposed text amendment to the Yuma County zoning ordinance to add the definition of influence area of a military installation or range or National Guard site and to incorporate the corresponding boundaries into the official zoning map and the Yuma County Geographic Information System, GIS zoning layer. Mr. Barraza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presented this discussion item. This is just a replica of the previous item presented, but this task on the zoning ordinance. So same intent, but now we're gonna go into, we're gonna amend section 704.03 definitions to include a definition for influence area to depict the corresponding boundaries on the official zoning map and to incorporate the respective layer into the Yuma County GIS. So same as before, previous item. Again, we received comments from YPG, and this is the recommended text amendment. In section 704.03, we're gonna add in paragraph Y, influence area, and also paragraph C, we're gonna list the military installations that this affects. This is the official zoning map index, and highlighted in yellow is the influence area. So it's gonna be depicted in the index map and also in all affected zoning maps. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Is this only in the county or is it including some of the?
Including everything on the boundary, but if we don't have jurisdiction, we won't. But cities will need to do their own reporting.
Cities have to do it themselves. 'Cause I see some of the stuff going through some of the, urban areas, and I'm not sure that the county can. Yeah. Well, we can, but I'm not sure we can.
Yeah, in the areas that we have no jurisdiction, we don't have to do that, only on projects within Yuma County.
So move.
And staff recommends return this item to the Planning Commission to initiate a text amendment to the Yuma County zoning ordinance to add the definition of influence area of a military installation or range or National Guard site, and to incorporate the corresponding boundaries into the official zoning map and the Yuma County Geographic Information System zoning layer. Mr. Chairman, this concludes staff's presentation.
Any other questions for staff?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Barraza. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and bring it back to the board.
Chairman, I'll make a motion that we add the ordinance to the definition of the influence area of the military installation or range National Guard site to incorporate the corresponding boundaries into the official zoning map and the Yuma County Geographical Information System zoning layer.
I'll second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to return this item to the planning commission to initiate the text amendment.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, special use permit, case number 2516.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Carrillo, Senior Planner, presenting special use permit 2516. Mr. Chairman, we would like a presentation for this item.
Yes.
The request for this special use permit is for section 604.03D of the Yuma County zoning ordinance to allow Health Club Community Center on a parcel 2.33 net acres in size, zone low density residential, 40,000 square foot minimum. The property is located in the Yuma Valley Planning Area, 5214 West Francis Street in Yuma. The intent is to convert the existing workshop into a health club community center. The facility will operate exclusively as a gym, offering fitness services and therapy to members of the surrounding community. This is the vicinity map. The subject property is parcel number 36 with the crosshatch. And this is the aerial view of the subject property outlined in blue. This picture was provided by the applicants showing the house, and this is the location of the workshop in the blue, where the intent gym is being proposed. And this is the sapling that was submitted by the applicant, showing the structure there, yellow with some parking areas being designated. And there's another picture provided by the applicants. Staff received some comments from Building Safety Division, provide the following comments. Requirements of the Yuma County's Comprehensive Building Safety Code and the 2003 International Fire Code shall be met. We also received comments from Environmental Health Section. The existing septic system to be evaluated for the capacity to accommodate sewage flows from proposed health club community center. We also received one comment received from within the zone area in opposition of this request. The applicant provided 14 signatures in support of the request, where 5 properties are within the zoning area. 2 comments received from within the zoning area in favor of this request. And the properties in green are in favor, property in red, it's in opposition of this request.
And no comment from the properties in white?
No comments. Planning Commission recommends approval of special use permit case number 2516 with the performance conditions. The owner or applicant shall record the following documents within 60 days of Board of Supervisors approval of this special use permit case and submit them to Department of Development Services. A, an ARS 121134 waiver. B, a navigation disclosure statement. Number 2, prior to beginning operation or within 180 days of approval by the Board of Supervisors, the circulation and parking area shall be surfaced with a dust inhibitory treated aggregate base course, ABC. And for operational conditions, the special use permit shall be valid for a period not to exceed 10 years from the date of approval by the Yuma County Board of Supervisors. Number 2, all parking must be accommodated on site. Parking and the right-of-way is prohibited. For hours operation for the Health Club Community Center shall be limited to 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday to accommodate scheduled training sessions and allow for reasonable opening and closing procedures. No activities or use of the facility shall occur outside of these hours. All those conditions were discussed with the applicant, which is here present, and they all agreed to them. And that concludes the presentation. Any questions for staff?
Any questions for staff?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
Sure, Lynn. Sure.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and open up public hearing.
Excuse me, I fell asleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it.
I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve special use permit 25-16.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve special use permit case number 25-16. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's your area.
Thank you. Item number 4, special use permit case number 25-17.
Mr. Chairman, Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting special use permit case number 25-17. I'm going to give a full presentation.
Yes, please.
Great. This is a request per section 601.03, letter T of the Yuma County zoning ordinance to allow a solar power generating facility on a parcel 40 gross acres in size, zone RA40, located in the Dateland East County planning area on the northeast corner of Avenue 73.5E and County 14.5 Street North alignment, Dateland, Arizona, to allow a solar power generating facility. This is the zoning map showing the subject parcel. Property has no legal access, has like a dirt road along North County 14.5. All properties surrounding the subject parcel are zone RA40, vacant with the exclusion of parcel number 2 that it's in agriculture. This is the site plan submitted by the applicant. Only a portion of the parcel is going to be used for the facility. As you can see on the northeast upper corner portion of the parcel. This is an image provided by the applicant. On the lower left corner, you will see the development, and then the connecting bubbles, number 1, connect to the image inserted on the upper left. You will see a 3D model of the proposed structure. And number 2 is the array, and you will see it on the upper right, the type of solar panels. This is also provided by the applicant, showing 2 tentative or the preferred access from Palomas Road closer to the subject area, and the alternate will be on 76E coming from the east. This is a view looking south at Avenue 74E alignment. If you look inside the intersection of Avenue 74E and County 14.5 Street, and that's how you get to the site. This is a view looking northwest of the subject parcel and looking north from County 14.5. We received comments from MCIS, ADOT, Welton Mohawk, Arizona Game and Fish Department, and we used the 2021 comments provided by them. And then we received because we didn't give him enough time to provide comments, we also received the New York comments on item number 5. No comments received from property owners within the notification area. Comments from YPG in opposition, and also from Yuma Valley Rod and Gun Club in opposition, and 1 letter in opposition of request from a Yuma County resident. Planning Commission recommends denial of special use permit case number 25-17. But if the board approves the request, staff recommends the following performance and operational conditions. All owners or their agents must provide the following list, A, B, and C. C is a proof of legal access within 180 days of approval by the Board of Supervisors. Also, number 2, prior to construction or within 180 days of approval by the board, whichever occurs first, the owner agent shall apply for a grading permit with Yuma County Engineering Department to improve the legal access road referred to in item 1C of the performance conditions as a gravel road, named attached standard C gravel roadway. Number 3, prior to construction or within 180 days of approval by the board, whichever occurs first, the owner shall submit certification from a licensed engineer to permit the roadway referred to in item number 2 above of the performance conditions was constructed according to a standard C gravel roadway. And then the following operational conditions that are standard for power generating facilities. And number 9. Mr. Chairman, this concludes staff's presentation, and the agent is present, and he has a presentation for you too.
Any questions for staff?
Yeah, why would staff just go against it?
Staff recommended approval, and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended denial. Yes. See, this special use permit, first they obtained a special use permit back in August 2021, and it was approved. But since they didn't comply with a 2-year time frame to apply for permits and get them approved, it got voided.
They had to reapply. Okay.
Any other questions for staff? All right. I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing.
Oh, I just say next, okay. This is a presentation we made. Most of it's in response to the comments that came back after this time.
Do you want to state your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Mark Owen. I represent Bruce Anderson and 24/7 Solar. We're the consulting and design firm that built these out. So I'm the one that's most likely to be able to answer the technical questions and things like that associated with the site. As you can see, that is basically what the general arrangement looks like on the right-hand side. You'll see these systems use no fuels, no natural gas, no diesel. The emissions from the system are 0. It can deliver both electricity and hot air, which is one of the major benefits of this program is whether it's for cold storage, climate control, rendering, drying, pasteurization, that kind of stuff. The one thing you can't import anywhere is heat. And so this brings heat to wherever the sun is shining. So from an agricultural perspective, rendering, there's a lot of applications for this. As you pointed out before, this is what we were going to build before, and it got sidetracked with issues. My understanding is related to the hot air turbines. This effectively has a 1.7 meter opening at the top. It's a fairly small opening, and that what you see up there is the cavity. You'll see pictures of it in the slide later. But the mirror array isn't, there was questions about comparing it to like Ivanpah and ones that you see on the drive out to Las Vegas. This is 1/250th of the size of just one of those arrays. There's 3 out there at Ivanpah. So in fact, the PV field that's adjacent to us is 230 something acres, and we're on 8. So it's a fairly small system. It puts out 400 kilowatts of power, but the intent obviously is to eventually connect that power to the grid and also then start to utilize and scale the program up so we can make it available for rare earth mining. Like I said, we can take process heat and power anywhere and literally don't need water. Ivanpah and those other systems that you see, the more commercial ones are, 50 megawatt and higher. And those systems are 360 degrees around, and they're considerably taller. Next.
Yeah. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Recently, I read last week that they abandoned 3 of the projects in California that were like this.
Those are Ivanpah.
Okay.
So if you don't mind me boring you, I'll give you the rundown on why those failed, basically. And I'm going off public knowledge. I'm not intimately involved with those projects in any way. Effectively, what they do is they have heliostats, the mirrors, all the way around them. There's 3 facilities there. The smallest is around 4,500 acres. I think the largest is around 9,000 acres. So they shine the sun's all the way up to their receivers. Their towers are considerably bigger. And that heat energy then is put into salt, molten salt, and that's the medium that they use to transfer the heat versus our system, which just uses hot air alone. So we don't store that and then that heat is converted on those facilities to steam. So they run boilers from there. They go through a lot of water, and then they use a steam power block to generate steam. The power block's not the problem because steam engines have been around for a long, long time. The problem is the molten salt and continuing to maintain that, of course, the water consumption. And then you mix that with the fact that the power purchase agreements they got weren't particularly good. They can't compete with a lot of the challenging, the cost of ownership and operating of that system. So while it's easy to sort of slam them, there were a lot of systems going up. They're using molten salt. And the big difference between this one and the other ones is the medium is actually the heat we generate in that cavity, in that cave. So we don't have radiant heat around the outside of our system any more than the truck sitting on the ground because all the heat energy is going into an insulated cavity, which you'll see here. So quickly, why we picked this location, and most of these will address the issues that we were talking or that we had heard come up from YPG. And then we already worked with Tegan and the group at Fish and Game, so I think we're okay there. We're going to be working with them through this process should it get approved.
There was concern from Rod and Gun Club, though.
Rod and Gun Club was basically, when I did get them on the phone, they're receptive. We agreed that if we were fortunate enough to get it through, we'd work with them to whatever capacity. But one of the things I wanted to make sure they understood, their concern was the birds. And that receiver's up, it's roughly 125 feet in the air. And as I pointed out, it's a 1.7 meter aperture. So it's a fairly small opening, not much bigger around than I am tall. And so the mirrors are pointing at that particular spot. So unlike Ivanpah and the other ones, there's not a 360 degree, what they call a kill zone for the birds. And the heat that's at the glass, the receiver itself, which you'll see, is around 650 degrees Celsius, but it dissipates very quickly as soon as you get away from it. So the challenge for the birds is not the heat coming off of the receiver. There's no heat in that light until something's in front of it. So about 20 meters away from it is where the no-kill zone goes away. And so their concern is that it'll take out birds like flares do on landfills, or Ivanpah, which is a much, much bigger. Their heliostats are considerably larger. And as I pointed out, their kill zone is 1/250, we're 1/250th of the size of where those birds might be challenged. So why did we pick this site? Did that answer your question okay on the Ivanpah?
Yes.
Okay. So it's previously disturbed land. There are power generation plants around it on both the west and east side of the property. There's high voltage power lines, distribution lines that are well taller than our tower is around the property as well. And then it's adjacent to a wash. So you'll see by the satellite pictures, we're as far west as you can get, and the rest of it's sort of a no build zone because of that wash, the water runoff. Next. So you see the area that we're building up to the right is the 230 acre PV plant. And then there's the wash down here on the lower left. And then you'll see all the power lines. Those are actually spotted verbatim where, based on Google Earth, you can see the shadows from the power lines. And as I point out, you can see the little slide down below. That's a picture from the actual site where the towers are. And then in addition to that, you can see the comparison in height, where the bottom line there is where we're at. And then the power distribution lines are taller. So, oh, thank you. Okay. So, and then in addition to this, you'll see this line sort of running from the bottom up towards the top left. That's a 3-phase power line. That's another Arizona Power Supply service road with power poles going all the way up. And that's where we would connect eventually to put our power onto the line. Next. This is just another view showing what's out there and where the site is. And again, we're building on 8 acres out of the 40 that are there, owned by 24/7 Solar and Bruce Anderson. And the power PV plant next to us is about 230 acres. So if you're talking about access or you're talking about disturbed land, we're considerably smaller. Next. Yeah, so this is just capturing the other power plant that's to the west, and also you can see the water runoff, the wash. Well, those roads have all those whoop-de-doos through it, so it's a difficult area to build. And the sector that we're on of the property we're on is right before the wash begins. Next. This is already shown in the other one, so this is what we project the access off. Road improvements would be made from this one here on the bottom all the way up. In fact, the project had, when it was approved before, the last thing we did was meet with the county to go through the road. The last turnoff that you see before you head west up that little service road was what they wanted us to improve, making its way out to the property. Next. So this came up from YPG last time. So go ahead and next. So there's the distance. It's roughly about 63 miles as the crow flies from YPG, unless there's other facilities they have between us, which I'm unaware of. The Kofa mountain range is between us. So it's quite a long shot from there to where we're at. And when you talk about the size of our aperture being 1.7 meters, you're talking about spotting a baseball from 20 miles away from their perspective. So go ahead and get to the next one.
Well, you do have the range, which is north of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. North of what?
North of YPG. You have that range. And then you've got the range that goes.
You mean the mountain range?
You've got the no-fly zone in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a large gunnery range that runs almost the length of that.
Yeah. It's completely.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It's
That's
completely
down
adjacent to YPG. It's not. I think it's disingenuous to point out YPG on the map or as being over there because their facilities extend all the way out through that valley.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'll apologize completely because I wasn't sure, and I went to Google Earth and looked at where it was.
Well, I mean, it's very clear on Google Earth where the bombing ranges are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that people don't use it, yeah.
Yeah.
So that everybody stays clear.
Okay. So we're 63 miles away from it, and
No.
From the facility, but
From the
not
facility, but they've got other facilities which are adjacent to where you're proposing.
Okay. Well, as I said, the first thing I said was I apologize if I'm not sure what other facilities they might have between us. But if you go to the next slide, I'll show you. When they came last time, they weren't here for the first time it was passed. So when they brought up things, I don't want to say it was vague. It wasn't. They were talking about infrared and they were talking about variations in targeting. So we weren't really clear what the issue was. I reached out to them 2 times and sent them an email to see if I could communicate with them and find out. They're free to know literally everything that we know about our programming and when the mirrors will go to stow. We're obviously offline at night because there's no sun shining. So we'd be happy to work with them and find out if it is an issue to them in any capacity. So what this was, once again, this was Google Earth. I put a mark on YPG and then a mark on the site itself, and then that's what the elevation looks like between us. So you're saying that somewhere over here in this area on the left where that first peak is, that's where their range continues through?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Oh, yeah,
The range runs north, south, and east and west.
Well, from a line of sight perspective, you can see down there on the very bottom right, that's our tower, and that's where it would be located based on where those 2 lines are drawn. So the elevation view of what they'd have to see if they went up would be over the top of the 1,440 foot peak on the right.
But they're north of you guys.
Well, that's you're saying that the YPG mark there is further north?
Yeah.
Javier, are you able to pull up their map? Can you please provide the overlay for the bombing ranges at Yuma Proving Ground?
They go all the way up to almost La Paz.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes through La Paz.
The area of this map doesn't show.
No, I know.
Previous presentation. The influence areas.
Okay, that I can do. The first presentation. Thank you.
Keep her bouncing around back there.
That is yeah. This is the zoning map. So we're talking.
You have a laser.
At G13 area.
Yeah, like right. Somewhere here.
You're within 2 miles, not 63.
Okay.
This is a 2 mile. Yeah, so it's more than probably 10 miles, 9 miles.
9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, our response wasn't intended to be disingenuous. In fact, we're trying to be as transparent as we could. When they were here, we didn't understand what their challenges were. So, yeah.
Just doesn't look like you did your homework as far as the actual location. You were pointing out their physical office of the location versus the actual area that they're concerned about.
I understand. Like I said, we reached out to them before this meeting to try to find out what it was.
Mr. Chair, I have a comment. I have the minutes from the planning and zoning. I'd like to read a portion of them for the public. Can I do that? Please? Okay.
You want to read or let him finish the presentation?
Let him finish his presentation and then I'll read them. Okay. Go ahead.
Any questions for him or?
Okay, so next. So this was in regards to the aperture size. You can see is 1.7 meters. This thermal imaging comes from modeling that's done that shows the temperatures, and that gives you an idea what the top of the tower is and the size of the receiver. Next. So this is more technical, but it breaks down, and it effectively was addressing the issue that YPG had brought up as far as infrared and challenges that they might see from heat plumes. And but a lot of this is irrelevant now if their distance is 10 miles away. So we can model whatever it is that we need, and if we can get a hold of them, we'd be happy to talk to them and find out where the challenges are. Next. And then this kind of addresses, Mr. Lyons, what you had mentioned before about the differences between Ivanpah and us. So that also came up in the last meeting. Next. Yeah, and this is a cartoon explaining that those are steam power blocks that are effectively using molten salt. Our system just uses hot air, and that's it. The hot air is split. Part of it goes to the turbines that run on hot air alone, and then the balance, it goes to the large storage tank so that it can run at night as well off the heat that's stored. Next. This is a side-by-side comparison between the two. The proposed site is on the right, and then the tower height and things like that that you would see out at a commercial site. I think I've sort of made the point pretty clear. We don't use molten salt. We're smaller systems. We're not looking to make 50 megawatts or higher. This is as much about the heat, the ability to deliver heat to processes remote located as it is for us to run the hot air turbines. The next iteration of this system is not 400 kilowatts. It's 3.5 megawatts. So instead of, there'll be multiple receivers on it, not to be built here. This is for customers somewhere else. A lot of the traction, of course, is in the rare earth mining where they have a hard time getting diesel and everything out for their drying operations and things. So next. So I haven't heard much in a way other than your question about Ivanpah, so I won't waste anybody else's time. But this is what the last few slides were about, was really just discussing the differences between the large full-scale molten salt-based systems and then the hot air system that we're doing. I think that's it. So any questions or anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to read the comments,
Sure.
a comment. Jonathan Obert, on behalf of the Yuma Proving Ground, voiced opposition due to national security concerns. He cited risks of heat signatures interfering with sensor testing, potential foreign investment leading to surveillance and influence, and vulnerabilities from foreign-made communications components. Mr. Obert reported that nearby solar arrays have caused interference with test data collection, creating distortions that stressed that encroachment from solar farms posed a significant risk to testing operations. Mr. Obert also stated agricultural uses generally cause no issues, but solar facilities do, and also noted that there have been federal pushback against building solar farms on YPG land due to the mentioned concerns. Mr. Obert added that the proposed facility could threaten Yuma Proving Ground's expanding mission in UAS and electronic warfare testing. He warned that interference may force operations to relocate, potentially resulting in local job losses. And then, of course, we've got Welton Mohawk Irrigation District that's in opposition, as well as Yuma Valley Rod and Gun, because of the pronghorn sheep, not just the birds. Okay, now I'm done.
So that's the only thing I can address there are the two things that he mentioned. One is the heat, which you see on the slide. The dissipation of that heat that occurs during the day, it's a cavity receiver. So it's the heat reflection off the metal housing itself is the same as as a truck on the ground. It's a piece of metal that's fully insulated with blocks that thick. The aperture face, which is facing only north, and it's, as I pointed out, it's 1.7, it doesn't move, and it's tilted down. Its temperature is 695 degrees during the day when it's operating. So that's the temperature that you would see, but again, it's facing north and it's facing down. The rest of the system doesn't generate heat signatures or heat like that. As far as espionage or safety, this is 24/7 Solar is owned by Bruce Anderson. He's an MIT graduate. He's all about clean energy and clean everything. So I'm not really sure where that concern comes from.
All about that, but.
Yeah. So this is, all the components in there are your standard Allen Bradley components. We're not shaking hands with any foreigners. The only people monitoring it are the engineers and the folks that are driving the system to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. So that's really all I know about those two concerns. So thank you for giving me this chance.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public?
I think there was a email.
Do we have an email?
We did not receive an email.
We didn't receive it.
All right. I'll close the call to the public, bring it back to the board.
It's my area. I'm going to recommend denial just because I've got too many questions, and right now solar is just, and not your company, but right now solar is just destroying East County as far as, until they can get it straight, it's just overtaking East County, and the taxes are all messed up. It's taking our schools out. So my recommendation is denial.
Are you making a motion?
I'll make a motion that we do not approve.
Special use permit.
Oh, where is it here?
number
Special use
25.
permit number 25-17.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. And before I ask for, I just want to, one of the things about solar, this is at least for the public out there, for all residents. It's been twice. We just got that they were assessed wrong by the state, and we had to pay, what is it, 2.1 million?
Millions of dollars.
Correct.
Back to the state, or send back to whoever. And then we just recently received another one that was assessed wrong. And we paid almost $500,000, or we paying 200 and something, or 400,000.
I think with all the lawsuits involving solar right now for mainly East County, it's close to $10 million that we've had to come back. And I've got one high school, the only high school it's in receivership out there because of solar. And I've got 3 elementary schools now that are going to have to come up with quite a bit out of their budget to pay us back. So it's until the state can figure it out, and we don't have to worry about any lawsuits coming back our way. It's
and I think not, I just want to say I'm not against it but it's just that it's really hurt Yuma County, especially the taxpayers, like Mr. Simmons said. On the schools, it has really hurt them, and I just hope that the state gets this squared away and we don't see those anymore. So there's a motion and a second to deny permit, the special use permit case number 25-17. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. 1 nay.
I don't want to speak.
Okay.
I just think solar is going to be a learning process.
All right, 4-1. Moving on to rezoning reversion public hearing. And we'll move on. In accordance with section 404.01 I-7 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance, the board will conduct a hearing to grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development, determine the compliance with the schedule for development, or cause the property to revert to its former zoning classification in the following cases. Item number 1, rezoning case number 0524. And this is where I have, is Bobby here, or he's on the phone? Oh, okay.
Right there.
All right, I got your. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting rezoning case number 05-24. As you mentioned, in accordance with section 4.01, letter I-7 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance, action to grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development or cause the property to revert to its former RA10 zoning classification. This is the zoning in the city map, showing the subject parcels highlighted in yellow, access through 44th Street and Avenue 14E alignment. This is an aerial view showing the current condition of the properties. This is the schedule for development for rezoning case 05-24. On June 10, 2025, the applicant requested an extension of 10 years to comply with the schedule for development. The deadline to comply with the schedule for development was August 17, 2025. The Board of Supervisors has the following options: grant an extension of time to comply with the schedule for development or revert the zoning to its original RA10 zoning classification. Staff recommends reverting the zoning to its original RA10 zoning designation based on longevity again. The representative of the developer is present. And that concludes staff's presentation.
Any questions for staff?
What's been the delay? Javier, what's been the delay?
What is the delay?
Yeah.
I will let the representative respond to that.
All right. I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing, and we'll hear from the.
Good morning, Barry Olson, 350 West 16th Street, number 407 in Yuma. I'm here on behalf of Elliott Holmes, the property owner and the applicant on this case. This is a project that started back 20 years ago. And as you've seen from what was posted or placed on the overhead, the project was rezoned to RVS. And if you look around the adjoining area of that part of the county, everybody has RVS zoning. And since that time, phase one of the project was developed. And so what we're talking about is an extension for phases 2 through 5. The project has been tentatively platted out. We've provided that as part of the extension request. And Elliott's also in the process of building out Las Barrancas. That's slowed down a little bit. Market conditions have somewhat softened. Just representing a lot of developers, what I'm hearing out there is, and I get it, home buyers are basically hearing, well, interest rates are going to go down, interest rates are going to go down. And it seems like that's the trend that we're headed. But what that has done is basically a lot of home buyers are sitting on the sidelines, which has slowed down and softened up the market. If you look at some other subdivisions in the county, I know that Mrs. Rydell's started that project, Los Agaves, that slowed down somewhat. You had a lot of folks on the sideline. So we requested a 10-year extension. We don't necessarily need that long, but would request a minimum of 5. So we believe that the project obviously is in accordance with the county's long-term plans, fits into the area. What we're proposing is, not an anomaly, and we'd request an extension of anywhere between 5 to 10 years to allow us to get this project to market, and market conditions are conducive hopefully at that time to selling this project out and bringing some new homeowners to Yuma County. Any questions, I'd be more than glad to address.
I have a question. What happens when you start? I thought this was a schedule for development that required for you to start on a certain date, and then from that point on, you would just move the date. Nothing started in the last years that we had it on? Maybe this question should be addressed to Maggie or staff.
Well, they got the first phase
nothing
done.
started. If the first phase started, why are we asking for a reversion?
Phase one's been completed, Supervisor Reyes. This is 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Show us the picture, please.
Sure. I thought that when it started, I see.
Hold on. There
You
we
had a
go.
tentative plan, and you started the first phase, you did the first
Phase-
phase, but then you slowed down because of the market.
First phase is on the west side of the wash at the bottom.
So they did that.
Yeah.
So it's not empty.
That's done.
That
That's
phase,
phase one.
Bobby, that phase was completed like 8 years ago, right? Maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah, pretty close.
I understand that was a separate project. It was
It was a separate
Yeah, it was a
project.
separate subdivision, so then 2, 3, 4, and 5 is one, well, it's one subdivision with 4 phases.
Oh, so this, none of this portion that we approved 10 years ago has been started?
No.
All right, that's what I wanted to get. I thought once you started, the
question
time
for staff.
sort of like move with that. But this one's a 4-phase, 5-phase?
This would be 4 phases.
As a developer, I understand. I think that you request time. Time is, I mean, just reverting it back means starting anew. Given some time, I think 10 years is a lot of time. I think that maybe the question should be asked is, does this begin when it begins, or does it begin? So is it phased in a way that we need to time differently, or phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5? Well, how do you handle that when somebody starts a project? I mean, even if it's 4 phases or 5 phases, doesn't it begin the time? Doesn't the clock begin when we start?
Mr. Chairman, Maggie Castro, Planning and Zoning Director. So depending on when they start the project, they do have a limited amount of time to complete all phases. And that's also based on the requirements of the subdivision regulations. So for this project, the schedule for development required that the entire project, including all phases, be done within 3 years. This is a large project. It's been on the books since 2005, which is 20 years.
Yep.
So, and they have not submitted a tentative map for any of the phases yet.
Why?
We do have a tentative plat. I don't know.
But it hasn't been submitted to the.
Doesn't appear so, but it's been presented. I think this project also involved, from talking to Elliot, there's that wash that runs through there. So as I understand it, there was some planning. Those of you that have worked with wash, you have to go to FEMA, and then there's a letter of map revisions. I've been through that process before on Fortuna Wash. It's not very easy, and it's
Is that what that's what Bruce Jacobson did for that road through the wash?
I don't know if he did that. I know when, way back when Jesse Gomez was doing those projects out on the north side,
right?
We had to come in and do some letter of map revisions, and those things took.
Has anything been submitted to FEMA?
Not yet.
So that process hasn't even begun?
Look, as a developer, I'll tell you, I've been trying to get into something for 2 years, and I can't get through FEMA, which is weird, but I can understand it. But in San Luis, FEMA is also now part of the process. So I understand something can take years, but 10 years is a lot. So I'd say that if it started in the year 2005 and it hasn't been done until now, I'd be willing to give them a 5-year extension, but 10-year extension seems too lot to me.
Well,
Your area, Darren.
I see an extension, because I understand where he's coming from. The last one we had come to us like this, that had been 20 years, we gave a 30-month extension. So that would be my recommendation, is a 30-month, and then hopefully you can at least get a plat or something going to show us, developmental services. Because I think it was last meeting, the Fortuna de Oro area, they had been 20 years without no movement, but we granted them a 30-month extension to try to get something going.
I have a question for staff. If this reverts back and then they apply again, do they have to meet different requirements and regulations, or are the requirements and regulations the same?
Chairman, that is correct. It will be limited to 5 dwelling units per acre in the new RBS that was amended.
5?
Yes.
Instead of?
Instead of, yep.
I'd say that 5 is reasonable, 10 is just too long for something that's been around for 20 years. 30 months.
Like I said, we closed the meeting.
Any other questions or go ahead, Barry.
The only comment I had to Supervisor Simmons' comment, I understand the 30 months on Fortuna de Oro. That's a smaller project and a smaller footprint. 5 years for here, I believe, would be reasonable. I mean, this is 80 acres, 400 lots, so it's going to take some time. And
that
then
many.
we're also, the market conditions right now softened to the point where, okay, we got to figure that out. But we'll certainly, 5 years will give us sufficient time to get this type of property where it needs to be.
Barry, my concern is that, look, all it takes is for them to provide us a final plan to begin the process. So 3 years, 5 years, it's within that range. I mean, they need to trust the market that is going, but that's a lot of RV to put into a small area like that. 80 acres seems like a lot, but when you put them that close together, that's a lot of demand.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Chairman, you can move on some of that without having to worry about FEMA. I mean, there's some of that property that could be developed without dealing with FEMA correctly, correct? This part up here would not be impacted by FEMA.
With access from the east?
The 5 years would give us sufficient time to get a plat, and those of you on the board obviously understand that there are additional conditions when you get to the plat review and approval process that will need to also be addressed as part of this, but we can certainly get that going. And then if we run into any issues at FEMA, then we can certainly keep the county and the board posted of any delays that we may encounter if we have to address any of the FEMA requirements.
you have to keep staff informed, because staff is the one that's requesting we have a time frame now. We don't just let projects sit around for years. I mean, now it requires for them to bring it to us with a recommendation. So that's why it's in front of us with a recommendation to deny, because it's been a long time and they haven't seen any movement. I understand market conditions, but you have to at one point in time either jump or stay out. Because that's a big development, and it's right in a, if I could tell from the air, I mean, that's a wash right there. That's pretty dramatic to get FEMA to approve anything on the wash itself. So they need to do a design there. They need to say, well, this is usable and this is not, and come up with something that show us that they're committed to doing this, other than just us making sure that they can. They need to show some commitment, and I think 3 to 5 years. I mean, I was going to say 5 years because this is a big project, but I mean, it's not like the other one we approved, it was smaller. And this one, it's going to be difficult to develop. To say that it's not going to be developable. All of it is not going to be as developable as it is right now. That wash that goes on the side of that development, phase 1, shows just exactly what I'm talking about. It's just next to the wash is really in the floodplain. It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'd recommend that we give you the 5 years and keep the staff informed so that it doesn't have to come back to us. Because if it comes back to us, I think we've been very flexible with this. We need to either cut or fish, whatever, cut bait or fish.
I could go 5.
You can go 5.
Yeah, the reason I'm hesitant is just because the same type thing came to us before.
Yeah.
To be consistent, but I also see where Barry's coming from, so.
Well, the market right now is really soft as far as.
Well, and there's so many new
building.
constructions going on out in the foothills.
I don't know if this is part of Foothills Sewer and Water, but
It is.
they can't build on that right now because they're at their maximum. Arizona Sewer and Water is at their maximum as far as they would have to add quantity or whatever.
I'm glad we're not in the sewer business, so.
Yeah, out there anyway, but
Any
I
other
mean, they
questions for Barry?
couldn't develop it. They could do a plat, they could do all that stuff, they could do FEMA, but they couldn't build until the foothills expands its lines out there. Is same thing with the one on the north side of the freeway where she has 320, but she can only build 20 because that's the max that the sewer and water can handle. So.
Yeah, there's going to be different issues pressing on this.
Any other questions for Barry?
No.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Barry.
I'm all about 5.
Anybody else from the public? Or
Bobby Cooper, 2582 Southview Parkway. Thank you for your time. I'm at the end of what felt like a good day to be a citizen of Yuma County with the 4-H ambassadors here and so forth, and many things that Elliott Homes supports. We're not a fast builder. We're not a fast builder. We're not the cheapest builder. We do build to cost. We did not increase our prices when price was driven up. But right now, as Lynn said, it is a softer market. You know, they call it the golden ticket. Everybody's holding on. They don't want to sell their houses with the low interest rate, so there's not a lot of inventory out there. There's not a lot of buyers because they're not selling their house, so the buyers aren't moving right now, so we're not seeing them move around. So my recommendation, Elliot, was that we were holding back. We do care about our communities, and you'll go through an Elliott neighborhood. Mr. Elliott will ask us to drive through previous neighborhoods. He likes to go back through a Royal de Fortuna and look, and he goes, houses are holding up pretty good. You know, he cares about the colors, the schemes, what the neighborhood looks like, because he'll tell us, might be the Jones home, the Smith homes, but it'll always be an Elliott home. There's a lot of pride. Again, he's not the fastest builder. He's not the fastest of the development. And we probably could save money doing that. But that's not the point. We're here to build a good quality house. We are looking at smaller square footage. We're looking at about 304 houses. We did have a plat drawn out, so I do know that there's only so many buyers. That's another, you know, we sit down, we talk, we project plan, and you'll see in our various communities that we have, agents will report back the same particular family visiting all communities. So we are competing with 3 different, you know, communities for one particular buyer, and then we're going to throw in another one. So we know that it's down the road. We know that we need to build into the area. It's something that's needed, but it has been a tough time in the market. Just saying the 7% interest on an average $350,000 house is around $2,300 a month versus we are seeing in the 5s right now without having to buy into it too much. That's an $1,878 payment. So that is an affordable payment for somebody. Strong to say right now, you know, who would have thought that 20 years ago? But that's where we're at. We put a lot into our houses, the price per square footage. We had nice courtyards out around the front of the house, and I do hope that you consider this. You know, consider it for a 10-year and we would be built within. But if nothing else, we would at least beg for a 5-year.
Thank you. All right, I'll go ahead and close the call to the public and bring it back to the board.
I'll make a motion, we approve a 5-year extension.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to approve a 5-year
Not an
extension.
extension of time.
Rezoning case number 0524.
For rezoning case number 0524, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Hopefully multiply.
Legislative issues. Alejandro.
Bye, guys.
Hey, wait a minute,
Have a
wait.
good one.
How did you say that? So that we would tell you goodbye?
I hope this
or-
doesn't up in the new building.
We just want to recognize everything you've done today.
Everybody's leaving us.
Everybody's leaving us. Maggie, you can go. I mean, we're just kidding. That's the most important part of this.
Good to see you, Maggie.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board,
Hi, Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie.
Economic Development and Intergovernmental Affairs for Yuma County. Start with the state. So the Arizona State Senate is back in business, well, to some extent. On October 1st, the Arizona Senate Health and Human Services Committee reconvened for a second oversight hearing on widespread Medicare fraud involving fraudulent silver living home operations. This issue has had significant impacts on indigenous populations and behavioral health providers statewide. Indigenous individuals testified about how the fraud disrupted access to legitimate behavioral health services, strained families, and deepened mistrust in health systems. This remains a critical concern for tribal and rural health systems, including those that partner with county health networks. Providers raised concerns about new access administrative changes, noting increased bureaucracy, delayed payments, and challenges maintaining compliance while serving vulnerable populations. Legislators pressed access representatives on the scope of the fraud, the agency's response timeline, and internal oversight mechanisms. The committee emphasized the need for transparency and accountability moving forward. And lastly, the committee formally requested access to submit a plan for action and measurable deliverables to prevent future fraud and ensure continuity of care. Now, fiscal update for the state. HR 1, which is the big, beautiful bill implementation, could cost the state up to $850 million over 2 years, depending on federal reimbursement and state policy choices. There's significant uncertainty in the estimate. So the Joint Legislative Budget Committee latest report shows strong short-term revenue performance, largely due to unexpected withholding deposits. Analysts view this as a quote-unquote technical spike, not an economic trend, meaning revenues could normalize in coming months. The Finance Advisory Committee meets October 9 to release updated projections, which will provide a clearer picture of the state's mid-year fiscal position. So Arizona's fiscal picture looks positive short-term, but with potential volatility from H.R. 1 implementation and uncertain revenue trends. On the federal side, as you know, Congress failed to pass funding by October 1st. We're now a week into the shutdown, almost a week into the shutdown. Core federal operations continue, but many agencies are scaling back or pausing programs. The political impasse centers on Affordable Care Act subsidy provisions. Economic impact estimates show billions in weekly losses. Food and health programs could face funding gaps soon. Locally, we could see delayed the reimbursements, slow federal grants, and service strain if the shutdown continues. Continuing with the federal side, Congress missed the deadline to renew the 2018 Farm Bill, creating uncertainty for counties tied to agriculture, rural development, and nutrition programs. Major safety net programs like crop insurance and SNAP continue for now, but funding for rural broadband, water projects, and commodity supports could stall without reauthorization. If Congress doesn't act by January 2026, we will revert to 1930s era law, raising commodity prices and disrupting food and ag markets. For Yuma County, this means possible delays in rural infrastructure funding and instability for local growers. Lastly, Greenstone, a hedge fund entity, seeks to sell and permanently move more than 2,000 acre-feet Colorado River water annually to the town of Green Creek through the Central Arizona Project Canal, the first attempt of its kind to move on-river entitlement water to a non-entitlement urban area. Yuma County, the city of Yuma, and partner counties previously sued the Bureau of Reclamation, successfully halting the earlier approval when the agency used only an environmental assessment instead of a full environmental impact statement. Reclamation has now reopened the case under the required EIS review. The current status for this is a federal notice of intent to prepare the EIS was issued on September 15th. The public comment period begins and ends on October 15th of this year. The city of Yuma is again moving to formally oppose the transfer via a resolution today. They're discussing that at the city council meeting today. I believe it was supposed to happen at 11 o'clock, so it will be happening soon. The city of Yuma, the concerns for the city of Yuma and Yuma County, it's that it sets a precedent for future urban diversions from the river. It weakens rural and agricultural economies on river communities. And of course, as Colorado River post-2026 operating guidelines are still under negotiation. And it also adds complexity to already strained multi-state talks. Staff received a request from Supervisor Pancrase asking us to draft a comment and submit it to...
A letter from all of us, yes.
Or a letter and submit that to the Bureau of Reclamation before the deadline.
Yep.
Okay.
Staff will then work on a letter or a document to submit our position in regards to this case. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, that would conclude my presentation. Happy to answer any more questions.
Any questions for?
Well, and Mr. Chairman, you want to talk about the two letters we're submitting?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, with the help of Supervisor Lyons, Vice Chairman Lyons, we are submitting a letter to all county supervisors arguing in favor of the solar proposal we're submitting through CSA for discussion at the CSA summit. We're just trying to get ahead of the game before the pro-solar lobbying groups attack it And we're already hearing about it through the governor's office. They're reaching out. So we want to get as fast as we can out there and explain to your fellow colleagues why we're submitting this proposal for their consideration. And the second item that Vice Chairman Lyons is alluding to is he made contact with the ombudsman for a Small Business Administration, who is open to reviewing our case regarding PM10 and how that impacts business and quality of life in Yuma County. So staff, with the help of Supervisor Lyons, got together and drafted a letter, a note to the ombudsman, and we'll be submitting a form this week in that regards.
And that came on the heels of the testimony given by the Arizona Chamber of Commerce, Danny Seiden, before Congress.
I'm sure it would have come out from the Somerton meeting, but it sounded a lot better if it's.
Is there any way we can kind of track what I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word I want to use, the government layoffs, what it's going to, if we start getting more than a week or so out, how's it affecting the county with funding and stuff, expenditures, just so we've got an idea.
Especially when it comes to grants and subsidies that come through the federal government that may be stopped, especially rural development. I mean, I think rural development is probably going to be critical. Some of the projects we got, if they're staying closed longer than a week, it may impact us.
Hopefully it don't. But
hopefully it don't.
All right, thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you.
Moving on to events calendar. Supervisor Penderson.
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Thank you for that quick report, Supervisor Packers.
Yeah, really, huh? Let's move on. Let's move
Thank you for
on.
keeping it short.
Okay, I worked with some constituents on some services that they needed help with. I went up to CSA and did a prep meeting, and then the next day I had 3 meetings. Ugh. One we did on all the stuff that's on the computer on the website that they offer for supervisors and staff regarding statistics, all the statistics that are related to counties. Our regular executive board meeting, and I used your name, Jonathan, when I was talking
In
about
vain?
solar. No,
Oh.
never.
Okay.
When we were talking about solar and why we're making our proposal, because that came up at the meeting. I just thought
Thank you.
I'd tell you. No. And then we recapped with a lot of the new supervisors on questions they had about open meeting laws and just all kinds of questions that they had after serving for a while. So, and then I attended the ACO Board of Directors meeting. I met with Ian. I did a meeting with CSA on PSPRS and the retirement system and all the work that went into getting the 1, 2, and 3 tiers that we have now and how well it works. I went up to Prison Hill and worked with all the coordinating the dinner for CSA for up there, and I attended the special meeting we had to approve the last election.
That's it? You're slacking.
I know it. I had a oral surgery. I had some oral surgery in there, guys, so I had some downtime.
Yeah, you don't do anything, Len.
Yeah, really. Oh, yeah, I did have some. So, go ahead.
I hosted the Arizona Agricultural Teachers Association for a day here in Yuma.
Nice.
They wanted to understand how the open border policies have affected the agriculture, and they wanted to see it firsthand. Last week I hosted Speaker Montenegro and Majority Leader Carbone and Senate President Peterson and Majority Leader Kavanaugh What?
Didn't make it to the paper.
Here, I was trying to keep it out of follow.
Okay, go ahead.
And they sat down and had lots of different meetings throughout the community regarding water, especially because of the tier notification that was published, and their assertion that they will abide by the law of the river.
Yes.
Met with a different set of individuals regarding the location of animals being adjacent to agriculture here in Yuma, and the fact that some of the shippers and growers have had some negative effect because of those animals. GYDC, WIFA, and again, several meetings on the phone with the Ombudsman regarding PM10, and then met with Alejandro and Ian as well.
Supervisor Simmons.
Let's see, we had the work session with Somerton City Council, legislative session with our local legislators. YMPO held a community meeting in the foothills, attended the Del Sol ribbon cutting out in the foothills, Tacos and Tunes, which was very well attended. Kiwanis Fishing Derby this last weekend out in Welton, which probably had over 100 kids come out and try their hand at fishing, which they all seem to enjoy. Had the honor of reading our proclamation for the Day of Remembrance service for murder victims over at the Yuma Arts Center, and numerous meetings with different constituents in my area.
Supervisor Reyes.
I went to the Somerton late. I got to the Somerton joint meeting, which I reminded that the joint meeting with the city center, we should say joint meeting instead of a joint meeting. You know, you had it right when you said welcome, but you're missing a T there. And I was going to ask why it was at the Cesar Chavez, but I can figure it out myself. I mean, that city hall is not conducive to having joint meetings with another group of people. So I guess they're not at the table. Oh, because it says the Cesar Chavez Cultural Center. Is that the case?
I'm not sure what you're looking at, sir. I know that some details are still being finalized for that San Luis meeting.
It says
It's on the calendar.
Calendar, it's
Calendar
not
says
written.
joint meeting with the city center, Cesar Chavez Cultural Center.
But it's up to them where they want it.
Well, I know, but I mean, I suppose that I could figure out myself that the city council chambers is not really conducive to having a large group of people meeting at the same time. It's the way it's.
Yeah, the way it is shaped,
the way it's
yeah.
shaped, it's not. So I figured out myself. Now, what's going on with the building in the front? Is it gonna be ready for a meeting sometime in October?
Yeah, we're hoping for that temporary certificate of occupancy this week. I know you've heard me say that before, but we're closing that gap. And there's still the plan to have the first board meeting on November 17th. So save the date, should be going out hopefully this
November.
week.
Okay.
I meant to say November, yeah, November 17th.
November 17th?
Correct.
Yeah, that'll be our first meeting there.
Okay. Now, PILT, how did it go? Did it have an impact, the meeting at the warehouse?
We received PILT for the last fiscal year in June, so we've received that money. Right now, in terms of the federal shutdown, there's been no impact with PILT. Is that your question? There was a federal shutdown on the county, just briefly, and I think you covered the Supervisor Reyes. There's just right now very little impact on the county. There's been some delays, or there may be some delays, I should say, with federal grant reimbursements. The WIC program can be sustained by the state and by reserves we have. So at this point, housing department's not reporting any delays, so limited impact, and we hope it stays that way, of course, if it doesn't.
Remember, we still have a lot of money that's left on the ARPA?
No, we don't.
We don't?
No, that's all.
Okay.
That's all.
So committed, but
Committed.
well, anyway, hopefully you won't get that far.
Wow, yeah, we hope not.
The commission, the Arizona Foundation Commission, something like that. The Arizona Foundation met in San Luis at the Medical Mall last week. Some of us attended that meeting. It's about creating an endowment for the South County. It's already there, but it's starting to amplify it. So we had a meeting there, and we had a visit from the Arizona Foundation's executive director and some of the board members attended the meeting. So,
Arizona Community Foundation?
so I attended that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm trying to keep it short. And try to keep it short.
I attended both of the joint sessions or meetings we had with the legislator in the city of Somerton, YMPO meeting. And can't wait to get into the new building. So, Jonathan.
Mr. Chairman, I did want to recognize, I had the opportunity Saturday to attend the funeral of a Yuma police officer who served in Yuma for 35 plus years. He was recognized by both previous Yuma County attorneys, John Smith and his predecessor. He was my next door neighbor but served for 35 plus years. He was also Desiree's uncle, Doten's uncle. And Tony Bedoya worked with him, as well as a number of other people who are employees of the county, and wanted to thank Dean Burrows for his years of dedication to our community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. USDA Community Roundtable met with Town Manager Rich Marsh regarding developing the agenda for that work session, which would be October 21st. Attended Supervisor Simmons' community meeting, had a coffee with Ian webinar with some guests, and fielded unscripted questions from all employees who tuned in. Attended the 12th Annual National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. Attended the GSC Farm Queen Creek Water Transfer EIS informational meeting hosted by Bureau of Reclamation. Arizona City County Management Association board meeting, and attended the AWC Foundation Schoolhouse soiree, which was great.
Was it packed?
It was very well attended. It was packed.
Good.
A lot of people there. I think they raised close to $120,000.
Oh, good.
Successful night.
Oh, good. Goes towards the kids.
That's it. So just a reminder, on the 21st, we have the dedication Tacna water, and then the meeting meeting, and with Walter. All right. Meeting adjourned.